Hello everyone, my name is Alex Dyson. I'm a first year fashion marketing student at Leeds Beckett University, and in today's vlog we'll be analysing my consumer behaviour, which is essentially what goes through my head when I make a purchase. For this I'll be using the customer purchase acquisition diagram from Baines, which effectively outlines each stage. As is the same with all purchases, the first stage is realising that I needed to get a product. I reach an impasse familiar to many fashion students, which is having a new outfit with no trainers to match. As trainers are quite expensive and a fairly infrequent purchase for as much as I can manage, it would be considered a limited problem-solving situation, which would mean I would take a little bit of time in the information search when compared to routine problem-solving, which are generally quite low risk financially and short-term longevity of products such as buying a coffee. But also it will take a little bit less time than extended problem-solving, which takes a lot more consideration because of the longevity of the product and the price, example which have been a car. I generally consider myself to be quite frugal and financially responsible. This could link to my working class background, which according to Coleman in 1983 is integral to my decision making, social horizons and consumption goals, explaining my lack of above spending. Despite this, I don't take a fully utilitarian approach. As a lover of fashion and design, I'm attracted to forward-thinking new concepts on the market. Under Wells and Gubar's 1966 life stage concept, I would fall under the bachelor category, who are cited as fashion opinion leaders, explaining why new, bold and interesting ideas in fashion attract me, and as a fashion student I'd have to agree with this description. Wells and Gubar also highlight that I would be more likely in my life stage to prioritise fashion over more practical purchases such as kitchen appliances, which I'm very guilty of. The motivations for this purchase could further link to Maslow's hierarchy of need, which establishes the different levels of human need, ranging from physiological, safety, belongingness, esteem and self-actualization. But for this purchase I feel it applied more to my needs for esteem because it was for entirely superficial reasons, wasn't a necessity, and I simply bought the item to feel respected by myself and others and look good. My initial instinct when engaging in information searches is to check fashion blogs and publications for the latest trends. This would suggest I'm an early adopter in Rogers' Diffusion of Innovation chart, as I actively look for innovators for new ideas and seek individuality in my purchase and wish to set myself aside from the more mainstream, early and late majority and the laggards. Once I've done torturing myself looking at items I'll never afford, I'd look on more accessible online retailers such as ASOS and filter out specific brands I'm used to wearing that fit my style, notably Adidas and Nike. Generally speaking, as a consumer, I prefer Adidas to Nike because I'm more drawn to the image of the company, utilising forward-thinking design technology such as Boost, soles and 3D printed shoes. This definitely appeals to my early adopter mentality. I'm also attracted to the creative collaborations they do with some of my favourite artists such as Kanye West and Pharrell. This would link to the self-concept approach, which suggests that we choose brands that convey similar characteristics to ourselves or what we aspire to be, meaning I can relate more to the company with the use of these artists. Once I had a few final pairs to choose from, I had to take a pragmatic approach and narrow down my options, mainly with price. As a student, I don't have that much disposable income, and the decision between spending £50 to £100 on some trainers would definitely require some future financial sacrifices. One of the things that aided me quite a bit was the fact that most of the Nike pairs had leather details, which from an ethical point of view put me off as I'm vegetarian. This would link to the concept of social learning developed by Bandura in 1977, which suggests that we're influenced by others' behaviours and we can model ourselves both as a consumer and in general based on these influences, which I definitely think is relevant to this point. On careful consideration of my main criteria, including price, material, design, and most importantly, compatibility with my outfit, I decided to go with a pair of burgundy Ultra Boost trainers from Adidas, as it was an item I'd long been considering and I just loved the colour. And as Ekman et al. 1990 stated, colour is a very powerful tool, particularly in the apparel industry, and has been defined as a factor that most influences as a consumer, which I definitely agree with as it had a huge part in my decision. Overall, I was really happy with the purchase I'd made. The aesthetics, comfort and price were exactly what I was looking for, and with £50 off RRP, I was able to maintain my budget. I'd say that probably the biggest deciding factor which made my decision was my long-term trust for Adidas as a brand as a whole. Customer involvement models from Richardson et al. Suggest that one of the main reasons for our involvement is the extent of which we prescribe meaning to the brand, and the likelihood of it going wrong, which is reassured by my past experience and general love of Adidas. I would recommend Adidas sneakers to any friend, particularly if a lot of my friends have been vegetarian. It's great to see that some sneaker brands are making a conscious effort to be sustainable and ethical while manufacturing products. Thank you for watching.